Today I have another fragrance to tarot deck mashup pairing that I'm doing, and I'm really excited. I have the sample of Fulton and Roark's The Window, and I was really excited because I'm intrigued by anything that smells like the desert. I used to live in the desert, and one of the things that really inspired me was just the expansive landscapes, the beautiful sunrise in the morning, and especially like watching the mirages on the horizon. And what really like intrigued me about this fragrance was all the different elements, the different notes and floral notes that they put in this fragrance are things that I haven't really seen before, things that I've never smelled before. So I'm really intrigued. So they say on their website that this opens with the scent of lavender, which is similar to lavender, floating along the desert air. There's a sharp note of pink peppercorn intermingling with the lush fragrance of gravel ghost flowers. Now, gravel ghost flowers are a unique flower that blooms in the desert, so I'm really interested to see how that smells. It comes with an array of desert florals, bringing to mind the desert after the rain. Now, I do love the desert. One of my favorite places to visit was Death Valley National Park, and that is it almost feels like you're walking on another planet. Like, it is so beautiful. It's so brutally hot too, so you need to make sure if you go there that you go during a certain time of the year. So let's test out this fragrance and see what we think. Well, it definitely opens with a floral scent. It kind of smells like fresh air. Definitely smelling that fresh, clean air. I can see how it's similar to the way that the rain breaks over the desert grass. And I think the base notes is what kind of gives a more masculine energy to the floral top notes on this fragrance. So whatever deck I pick needs to be a good balance of both masculine and feminine energy, something that both men and women would relate to and connect with in the artwork. It is very, very pleasant, very enjoyable. I would say that it's very clean. So whatever tarot deck that I need to pair this with is something that is clean, expansive, simple in its elegance. This is a very elegant fragrance. It's not overpowering, it's not overwhelming. It's more of a whisper instead of a shout, but it's very elegant and clean. Clean and dry is how I would describe this fragrance. So if I need to pair it with a tarot deck, it would be a tarot deck that doesn't have like any woods. There's no woody themes. There's no forest smell. It's very like clean and crisp. It's fragrant in its florals, but it's also like very grounded in the earth as well. Okay, I have come back with the perfect pairing for this fragrance. I was looking through my tarot decks and I was like, what's something clean, something that balances the masculine and the feminine, something that is barren like the desert, but still brings the beauty of the desert, that clean freshness of the desert, something that has the soft floral desert flowers on the surface, but that rich, gravelly earth base that's more masculine. And I found the perfect deck for the window. It's called Ephemere, and this is a deck by Matt Aron and Arthur Wang. And first of all, this deck is very minimalist in the color palette that it uses. It's all white. White backgrounds, white backing. It's white and gold is how I would describe this deck. And I think the gold really reminds me of that desert feel, that desert clean air. This artwork is simplistic in the sense that he only shows what is needed to be said. There isn't no flowering language. This isn't a deck that goes over the top. This is a deck that is elegant, timely, classy, and balanced, very much like this fragrance. When I smell this kind of like open air desert florals with that masculine earth grounding, I feel this deck's energy. This artwork to me is very much that open expanseness of the desert. One of the things that I love about being in the desert is even though you're surrounded just by the earth and the sky, there isn't much in between. an expansive beauty, the expansive beauty in the scenery. When I look at the artwork in Ephemere, with the flat white background, gives me that same feeling of expansive openness. Ephemere is the perfect deck to pair with this because both this deck and this fragrance kind of deal with the sense of impermanence. Using these desert florals kind of brings you into that harsh brutality of the desert and how beauty can rise through rugged harshness. And the way that this deck is developed and designed is about the hero's journey. This is not your typical tarot deck. It doesn't start with the Fool. It kind of goes through the hero's journey, so it's a little bit different. This is a very unique deck. The gold in this deck elevates this deck to a more luxurious art experience. And of course, the material in the deck feel phenomenal. The cardstock is so luxurious, the rose petal finish and the gilding. It's very tastefully done. It's not overdone. Very, very much like this fragrance. When I think of Ephemere, I think of desert. I think of expansiveness, beauty in the desert. Very well paired with masculine energy and the feminine beauty, which is this fragrance. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to scent the box that these cards are in, so that when I open this deck, I'm going to get those desert florals, that earthy scent that just comes through, that expansive, clean, fresh, crisp air, and really enjoy this deck on a fragrance, on a sensual olfactory level. Anyway, that is my pairing. I love pairing fragrances with tarot decks in my collection, and if you are looking to get a very classy, timeless, beautiful deck, I would absolutely recommend Ephemere. And this fragrance by Fulton and Roark called The Window, 10 out of 10, absolutely beautiful. I could see myself wearing this all year long. It is just, it takes me to a place of my travels that I really loved and enjoyed. Anyway, thank you guys so much. I hope you guys found this fun, and take care, everyone. Bye.